Condolences have been pouring in for the demise of Constituent Assembly Chairperson, former Speaker and CPN-UML Deputy Chairperson Subhash Chandra Nembang. Political leaders are remembering Nembang as an accomplished politician who played a significant part in the promulgation of the Constitution of Nepal. Good evening, I'm Prarama Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Final rites of CA Chairperson Nembang to be performed with state honours on Thursday. His demise seen as an irreparable loss to politics of consensus, UML to mourn for 3 days. Investigation of cases of grievous magnitude weak. Inadequate claims and evidences in 70% cases of the CIAA. Culprits avoiding legal actions because of weak cases. 500 among 32,000 cooperatives yet to return the deposits of depositors. Task force recommends returning deposits by selling the assets of the operators. And India playing Sri Lanka in the Super 4 match of the Asia Cup. Sri Lanka chasing a target of 214 runs for the win. Constituent Assembly Chairperson and CPN-UML Deputy Chairperson Subhash Chandra Nembang has passed away at the age of 71 years. His body has been kept at the party office in Chasal, Lalitpur for tributes and condolences. Nembang, who had fainted at his residence at 1:50 a.m. in his washroom, was declared dead by the doctors at 3 a.m. after he was taken to the Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital in Maharajganj of Kathmandu. Prime Minister and senior leaders of political parties had reached the hospital immediately after learning about his death. Nembang's body was then taken to the party office in Chasal, Lalitpur for tributes and condolences, where it will be kept until tomorrow. UML Chairperson KP Sharma Oli paid his tribute by laying the party's flag over Nembang's body. Leaders of several political parties, cadres and well-wishers have reached the UML office to pay their tributes. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal, Speaker of the House of Representatives Devraj Ghimire, former President Vidya Devi Bhandari, Nepali Congress President Sherbhadur Dewa, CPN Unified Socialist Chairperson Madhav Kumar Nepal and former Prime Minister Baburam Bhattacharya among other leaders have paid tribute to Nembang. Those expressing their condolences have appreciated Nembang's role in the development of the Constitution of Nepal. Most UML leaders had also reached the party office to pay their condolences. Final rites of Nembang will be performed only after his 2 sons who are abroad return Nepal. Nembang's body will be kept at the party office until 1 p.m. tomorrow, following which it will be kept at his residence. UML has said that his final rites will be performed on Thursday. The government has decided to hold the funeral of Constituent Assembly Chairperson Nembang with state honours. Today's emergency meeting of the Council of Ministers has decided to perform Nembang's final rites with state honours, and a public holiday has been declared on the day of his final rites. The cabinet decided to hold the final rites with state honours to pay respect to Nembang's contributions for development of the Constitution of Nepal. Meanwhile, CPN-UML has decided to lower the party's flag to half-mast for 3 days as the part of the mourning over the death of the party's deputy chairperson and deputy parliamentary party leader Subhash Chandra Nembang. The emergency meeting of the party secretariat held at the party office in Chasal decided to halt all the programs of the party and its sister organizations for 3 days. CPN-UML is to hold a condolence assembly on Tuesday next week to pay tributes to late Nembang. Chairperson of the Constituent Assembly, Subhash Chandra Nembang, who always voiced for political consensus and the rule of law, was known as a leader who always prioritized collaboration. Nembang played an unbiased role in capacity of the chairperson of the Constituent Assembly and voiced for the rule of law even as the deputy chairperson of the CPN-UML, but could not witness the conclusion of the peace process, which he always stressed upon. Nembang entered politics after serving as a legal practitioner and a teacher, but his aspiration of becoming the president remained incomplete. Subhash Chandra Nembang, who advocated parliamentary values and norms, was a leader who favored consensus. He called for accountability from the political parties to address the issues of public concerns. Chairperson of the 2 Constituent Assemblies of 2008 and 2014, Nembang had voiced for political consensus and accountability of the parties for the promulgation of the Constitution of Nepal. However, when his own party's chairperson KP Sharma Oli dissolved the parliament, Nembang had extended his silent support. But he had said that his own party UML's obstruction of the House of Representatives would be against the Constitution. Nembang had prioritized consensus and collaboration even in the capacity of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. He was the Speaker of the interim parliament formed after the reinstatement of the parliament, which was dissolved by the erstwhile King Gyanendra Shah in 2007. Considering his legal expertise and unbiased character, UML had wanted to have him as the Speaker. Nembang did not want the role. Instead, he had the aspiration of becoming the president to take forward the politics of consensus and constitutional values and boundaries. However, he was defeated in the presidential election. Born in 1953 in Suntalabari of Ilam, Nembang entered parliamentary practice as a member of the National Assembly in 1990. After being elected from Ilam in 1953 to the parliament, Nembang never lost any other elections. He had also served as the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee of the House of Representatives. After being elected in 2017 and 2022, Nembang was assigned the responsibility of the deputy leader of UML Parliamentary Party. On Sunday, the Kathmandu District Court had ordered for release on bail for 18 individuals alleged of involvement in the infamous Lalita Niwas land grab scam. Now, despite investigation by the Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal Police, by holding those alleged in custody for 60 days, the District Government Attorney Office had registered its case only on forgery. And this is not the first instance where a case has been presented in a weak manner. Many of the cases investigated by the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority (CIAA) were also taken to the court in weak forms, which helped those guilty escape legal actions. Two cases related to the Lalita Niwas land grab scam of Balotar in Kathmandu, investigated by the CIAA and the Central Investigation Bureau (CIB) of Nepal Police, are in progress at the court. The anti-graft body had registered a case on corruption at the special court 4 years ago, while the CIB had filed a case at the Kathmandu District Court. Concerns have now surfaced regarding pressure, influence and intervention during investigations to weaken the case. Strong legal provisions are used while registering most cases. However, legal experts are of the opinion that even the court would not be able to do much when strong provisions are used without gathering facts and required evidences. Of the 341 cases filed by the CIAA at the special court, 237 were termed with inadequate claim, which saw the anti-graft body losing 70% of the cases. This data is an evidence to the weak investigation of the CIAA. With such inadequate investigation, those involved in irregularities walk scot-free, which creates a negative feeling in the society. If all required procedures are not followed while presenting a case, the court cannot issue a verdict despite its desire and aspirations. Experts have shared that there have been concerns also regarding the role of court regarding the judicial custody and hearing process. The CIAA has been busy with investigating corruption cases of relatively smaller magnitude. A total of 20,368 complaints were registered at the anti-graft body last year, including the 7,162 complaints of the previous year. Among the total 27,530 complaints, the anti-graft body had addressed 66% of them at 18,002. Of them, only 162 cases were registered. However, as the CIAA was not able to ensure adequate evidences and claims, questions are increasing regarding its investigation procedure as well. The Cooperative Sector Reform Suggestion Task Force has suggested the government to return the saving of depositors by selling the properties owned by operators of the cooperatives. The task force that was formed to furnish suggestions for improvement in the sector submitted its final report to Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal today. The task force has included suggestions to confiscate properties of cooperative operators that have failed to return the savings of depositors and private them from going abroad. Likewise, the task force has made suggestion to direct cooperatives to ensure the liquidity of their businesses and assets within a year. Around 500 out of 32,000 cooperatives have failed to return the savings of their depositors. Furthermore, the task force has also suggested for removal of individuals from the same family from the board of directors, account supervisory committee and other managerial positions within 3 months. The task force has recommended for formation of a secondary level regulatory body to monitor cooperatives and set up offices under the department in all 7 provinces. It has also suggested the government to provide concessional loan to cooperatives that have been facing difficulty and ensure they return the savings of the depositors. They have also suggested that cooperative organizations must be registered in metropolis, sub-metropolises and municipalities and to halt works of issuing permit for expansion. The meeting of the Council of Ministers on the 9th of May had formed the task force under the coordination of member of the National Planning Commission, Dr. Jayakanta Raut. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked in several provinces regarding ways to prevent government employees from being corrupt. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
घुस जो मागिरहेछ त्यसको लागि गएर तुरन्त सम्बन्धित निकायमा स्थानीय प्रशासनमा कारबाहीको लागि माग गर्नुपर्छ।
सरकारले अनुगमन गर्नु पर्यो बढी मात्रामा। अनुगमन भयो भने त्यसलाई चाहिँ नियन्त्रण गर्न सकिन्छ।
तनखा कम छ के हामी त्यही तनख ज्यादा खानलाई त्यही हो।
हाकिम टाइट भयो भने कर्मचारीहरु के गर्न सक्दैन। अब हाकिमै टाइट हुँदैन भने कर्मचारी त आफ्नो मनमर्जी गरिहाल्छ नि।
छानबिन गरेर कारबाही गरिसकेपछि यो भ्रष्टाचारी अन्त भइहाल्छ।
सरकार पक्षले कर्मचारी सबभन्दा तल स्तरको कर्मचारीको 40 देखि 50,000 तलब गरिदियो भने दायाँ दिमागै भट्किँदैन।
पहिला व्यक्ति आफै चाहिँ नैतिकवान हुनु पर्यो। नैतिकवान भएपछि कसैले भ्रष्ट बनाएर भ्रष्ट बन्ने होइन।
कर्मचारीहरूको लागि सेवा सुविधा प्रशस्त रूपमा आफ्नो घर खर्च चल्ने गरी बढाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ।
It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before we ask today's question, let us take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday we asked, what do you term the protest of the officials of the customs office of the Trivandrum International Airport? 38% voted for A, fear of action, 18% voted for B, irresponsible step, and 52% voted for C, consequence of absence of good governance. And here is our today's question. What do you term the government decision for mandatory operation of master's degree or MPhil program to offer PhD or the doctorate program? Your options are A, idea to improve quality, B, to put an end to irregularities, and C, unnecessary intervention. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. In the international news, Russian President Vladimir Putin said that the prosecution of former US President Donald Trump was politically motivated and demonstrated the rottenness of the US political system. Trump, the front-runner for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination, is facing a series of criminal cases in which he is charged, among other things, with trying to overturn his 2020 presidential election defeat by Joe Biden. He has pleaded not guilty, while Biden, who is seeking re-election next year, has kept silent about the proceedings against his opponent. Putin said what was happening to Trump was good from Russia's point of view. At a forum in Russia's far eastern city of Vladivostok, Putin said that it showed all the rottenness of the American political system, which cannot pretend to teach others about democracy. He went on to add that everything that was happening with Trump was politically motivated, persecution of one's political rival, which he said was being done before the eyes of the US public and the entire world. Putin went on to say that they had simply exposed their internal problems. Meanwhile, Putin also said the idea that Trump had special ties with Russia was complete nonsense. He added that significant changes in the US-Russia relationship were unlikely regardless of who wins the 2024 US election, because the administration was hammering into people's heads that Russia was an existential adversary. The Russian president, speaking about the role that private businesses can play, singled out on billionaire businessperson Elon Musk, describing him as an outstanding person and an active and talented businessman.
Sports news.
Sri Lanka are chasing a target of 214 runs against India in their Super 4 match of the Asia Cup. In the match underway at the R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo, India won the toss and elected to bat. Skipper Rohit Sharma top scored with 53 runs. KL Rahul added 39, while Ishan Kishan made 33. Dunit Wellalage was the pick of the Sri Lankan bowlers with 5 wickets, while Charit Asalanka picked 4 and Mais Thiksana had 1 scalp. In reply, Sri Lanka have made 168 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in 39 overs. Both teams are aiming to win and looking forward to cement their possibility for a place in the tournament final. Sri Lanka next play Pakistan on Thursday, while India take on Bangladesh on Friday. Top 2 teams from the Super 4 progress to the final of the tournament, which is slated for Sunday. That is all for the moment. Up next is the news in Nepali. Thank you for staying with us. Goodbye for now.